Well, good morning for everyone in the States and Canada. Good evening for everybody in Australia and Europe. Welcome to the call. My name is Dr. Curt Ficenec. I'll tell you what, I am so super excited. This new A.G.E pill that Sisel is coming out with is just going to be an exciting addition to our product line. And for those of us like myself who are just way into this anti-aging, I really feel that it's a product that's going to make some revolutionary changes to what we're doing. It's going to make those changes to the patients, the people that we're working with, and the results that we're seeing. I barely slept last night. I'm just so jacked up about what I'm doing and what we're doing, what we're going to see with this. So the first thing that I'm going to say is that when we say the A.G.E pill, A.G.E is actually, it's an acronym. It's for Advanced Glycation End Products, Advanced Glycation End Product. And so what exactly is glycation? I just want to set that out there for people. Is glycation is what occurs whenever blood glucose creates these cross-links to proteins in the body. And the impact, the pathological impact of that is something that forms, it's called an advanced glycation end product, and we call that A.G.E for short. In someone who has diabetes, you can see, if you know someone has diabetes, they tend to age a little bit faster. They have accelerated aging. They have early onset of some degenerative diseases, and that's because of the poor sugar control. But to the same extent, we see the same thing happening in every single one of us because of sugar. So glycation is the end result of lifelong glucose exposure. And so what Sisel is doing is formulating a powerful product that's going to help defend your body against glycation, and which will reduce the damage to tissue. Because when sugar attaches to the protein, what happens is that the protein loses its functionality, and it can no longer do the job that it's supposed to do. And that's going to cause trouble. And that's all we really need to know about it. So when you talk to people, remember what I just said that in that short little paragraph there. And what happens is it damages the mitochondria. And the mitochondria are the nuclear power plants of your cells. And when you damage that, then you don't have any energy. And what you start to see as you look at people who are aging, they start to lose energy. They start to get foggy thinking. They start to have lack of muscle strength, all of these different things. And that's because the mitochondria are damaged. And so your body needs sugar. It needs oxygen. And what I tell people is that if you go out and you start your car engine, your car produces toxic gases that come out through the exhaust, and that's because it's burning the fuel. In your body, it's the exact same thing. As you burn the fuel, as you burn the ATP, as you burn the glucose, it's making these byproducts, and that's going to cause troubles. And what happens is that eventually they start to build up in the cell, and it starts to create kind of a sludge, kind of a gunk, and so it can really cause some problems. So what I'd like to do now, with opening kind of the conference call that way, I'm going to invite a few people that we've been talking over the course of the last couple of weeks on this product. So Katie and Andrea, Trevor, if you'd all like to just star 6 and jump back on the call. And I know you've got some questions prepared for me, and I've looked up some answers, and I've talked to Tom, and I've gotten some answers. So we're ready to go. And so I'm just going to open it up to you guys if you want to just start the call. And thanks for taking the time to get on the call, everybody, and listen. And for the three of you, thanks for helping me contribute to getting this information out.
Thank you, Tom.
Andrea, did you want to start?
Or I mean Curt, Dr. Curt. Well, I can start off. I've been talking to a lot of people about the age pill, and many of them are asking what's in it. So are the ingredients in the pill naturally acquired or synthetically produced?
They're all natural, which is really cool. Great question. And I was, Tom really won't give me the formulation. It's going to be a proprietary formulation, so we can't know everything about it probably till it comes out. But if you do a little digging and you do a little research, you'll find what kind of ingredients help with glycation, and so that's what I've been doing over the course of the last month. And it's interesting. I started taking some of the ingredients last year, and when I heard about them, and I sent some information over to Tom, and I said, hey, have you ever heard of this? And so it's interesting, but so one of the ingredients that I'm reading a lot about is something called NAD+, and it's a form of a B vitamin, and they found that when you take this, it really helps with blood sugars, and it makes it so that you can actually, even after eating a high glycated meal, you can normalize the blood in just a really, really short time. And so what that's going to do is, based on the studies that I'm reading, it's going to reverse the scarring and the death of even the vital heart cells, which is really, really important. And then there's a couple other ingredients, a form of lipoic acid, and then we've all heard of taurine, and then there's another ingredient called PQQ. Now, these are all nutrients that I'm not saying they're going to be in the formulation that Tom's making. I'm just saying that as I go do my research on glycation, these are things that I'm finding that will help that. They'll rejuvenate cellular energy and reduce the chemically induced damage to the cells. Another one is pyridoxal 5-phosphate. Another one is called luteolin. Another one is carnosine. And so these are some things that I found that really help out and really help out with this glycation. So hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Thanks, Curt. I'll jump in and ask a question. So, we've heard Tom talking about how fantastic this product is, and that, people are going to notice how they feel. They're going to feel younger and with more energy in a fairly short period of time. How will that translate to how people look? How will that affect the appearance of the skin, and how long before you would see sort of changes, and what sort of changes would you likely to see?
Well, what I'm going to say on that, Katie, is that everything that I've read online and the information that Tom's given me is that he says that within 2 weeks, some people will start to experience changes. They'll start noticing better energy. They'll start noticing that they look and feel younger. And then there's going to be other people it's going to probably take, 8 to 10 weeks. And the reason that we're going to see differences like that is that you take those of us that have already been on nutritional products, those of us that have already been on good nutrition, those of us that have been eating a healthy diet, we're going to see changes faster than people who maybe have been on the standard American diet, where they're eating McDonald's and Ho-Hos and Juji fruits and things like that, and they're just eating crappy stuff. They're going to have a little bit slower time with it. In answer to your question, Tom says that you're gonna notice that you're gonna have healthier skin and all of these different things. Yeah, I mean, you're going to have more energy. It's restoring the function of the mitochondria, okay? And the mitochondria is the nuclear power plant of the cell. And so what happens is that when the mitochondria is not working right, then you're not going to have energy. So of course you're going to have decreased energy. And so as you restore that mitochondria back, and you make those power plants come back to life, you're going to have more energy. But the other thing is that ingredients that are going to be in this product are going to remove the sludge. They're going to remove the sludge out of the system, so now the cells can work more efficiently. And when that happens, your body's going to have more energy to go back and repair the damage from everything else. Does that answer your question?
That's fantastic. Thank you. And the other question I wanted to ask was, has there anyone...
Can I just jump in there, Katie, for one sec?
Yeah, go on.
I'd just like to ask Curt, Curt, when you say repair the damage, as you know, my partner suffered from an autoimmune disease. I know you probably have to be careful in what you say, but is there anything you could say about, is there anything you could say about that particular problem with inflammation in the body and the stuff? Do you feel it'll be a benefit there?
Oh, God. I mean, inflammation is so important. You hear me talk on my Tuesday Sisel Doctor clinic calls that any chronic disease, one of the major components of any chronic disease is inflammation. You look at Alzheimer's, one of the components is inflammation. You look at heart disease, inflammation. You look at any type of brain disorder, there's inflammation, joints, all of that. And so when we're talking about using a product that stops glycation, you bet. It gets rid of the inflammation, and it makes it so it can repair the tissue. And so like with your friend who's had an autoimmune disease, all of the damage that's been done, it should go back and it should start repairing a lot of that. Can we say that it's going to repair it all? Absolutely not. We can't say that because we don't know. I mean, so much of this science is brand new that, but my initial thought is that, you're gonna see some crazy changes with her.
Thanks, Curt. In saying that, where does it stem from, Curt?
Well, over the years, they've these anti-aging doctors, and there's a lot of them. I go to a lot of these seminars, and I kind of hang with the circle of these doctors that are involved with this. And they started looking at really over the course of time, over the last few decades, we've really been able to come up with treatments for diseases. And so then they started looking at the fact that as we're getting people to live longer now, right, we've increased the longevity of people, they started looking at aging as the disease. And they said, what can we do about it? So that's really where the science came in, Trevor, when they started looking at aging as being the disease. If we can stop the aging process, we can slow that down.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I have something else to follow up with that same kind of question that Katie started with. I've learned that and I'm not a doctor, so I'm pretty much referring this to you, but I've learned that the supplementation of these ingredients increases metabolism in the cells. So does that translate into an increase in our whole system metabolization, so the potential of more lean body mass and then losing excess fat in our bodies?
Oh, great question, Andrea. Great question. Yeah, actually, that's exactly it because like I tell people, I like cars. I like to make analogies that people can understand. If you pull up to the gas station and you put in a quarter tank of kerosene into your automobile and fill the rest up with gasoline, chances are your car's going to run. It's not going to run very good. And so the same thing in our body. If your body is not efficiently burning the fuel that you're putting in it, there's just no way that you're going to have energy. So what happens is now all of a sudden the cells, the mitochondria, the power plant of the cell can burn the fuel more efficiently. So what's going to happen is that you're going to see higher metabolism throughout the entire body. Way cool, huh?
Very cool.
Wow. So, Curt, I wanted to ask about, so they've done these tests in animals and they've shown some awesome results. What sort of results have they seen in animals, and has anyone, any humans been taking this particular type of supplement with the same ingredients, and what results have they achieved, or is it brand new?
Well, Tom's formulation is brand new, and again, that's why he won't even tell me what's in it exactly. He won't give me the formulation because it is brand new. It's going to be a proprietary blend, so I can't answer as far as like exactly what we're going to have. But the results that we're seeing is that when you look at mice studies and rat studies that they've already done, they're seeing that old gray-haired mice, the color of their hair is coming back. Their skin, the flexibility, the stretchability of the skin is coming back. The energy is coming back. The stem cells, once they've been taking these ingredients, the stem cells are indistinguishable from an old mouse to a new mouse, a young mouse, when you start taking products like this. And just think about that. Your stem cells, that's what repairs and restores all your cells. And so if all your stem cells are young again, doesn't it just make sense that your body is going to be young again in every aspect of the word?
Yeah, that's incredible. And with that sort of product, I know with TSX, they say that you wouldn't need to take TSX until you're 25, 26, because that's essentially when you start aging. What about this product? What age is it recommended for, and what age would be ideal to start taking it?
Yeah, and I asked Tom that, and he said that he's going to make the recommendation that you really don't need to start taking this product until you're 25. But really, in my opinion, it's so good for people that have glycation, and that's really affected in people with diabetes. I'll put money on it that over time they'll probably start giving this product to even younger people that have diabetes and sugar problems. So 25 is the age that Tom is saying.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Dr. Curt, can we expect a regeneration of our organs and body functions? And if so, how can we test this?
Well, Tom's actually, him and the scientists that work at Sisel, they're working with some of the labs that I've already been working with around the country, and they're putting together a lab test that's going to be able to check every aspect of this, so that you can check the heart function, you can check the telomeres, you can check the mitochondria. You're going to be able to test this, and you're going to be able to see before and after at what this is doing for you. So it's not just going to be a guessing game. Is it working? No, you're going to be able to see that it's working. Can it regenerate? I'm going to say theoretically yes, but can we make that claim? No. Because then now you're starting to get into the realm of making medical claims, and we can't do that. That's just prohibited. So I feel yes, in my opinion, but can we make the claim? No.
Okay. Well, I've heard them say that aging is not a disease. So how openly can we share testimonies and results without imposing regulation by agencies?
Oh, great question. And that's exactly it. Aging is not a disease. And so can you make claims about aging? You bet you can. You can make claims on that. You just can't make claims on diseases, right? And so even though that we know that advanced glycation end products contribute to kidney disease, right, and renal failure, because what happens is these advanced glycation end products, they accumulate in the filters in your kidney, right? So if we're getting rid of these end products, what's it going to do to your kidney function? I mean, great thing to think about, right? What's it going to do to your kidney function? And it's going to restore the function of the kidney. Can we say that it reverses kidney disease and renal failure? No, we can't say that. We know that advanced glycation end products lead to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Eventually, advanced glycation end products kill brain cells. So if we get rid of the advanced glycated end products, don't you think it's going to make a difference on it? But can we make that claim? Absolutely not. When we take a look at advanced glycated end products, they sensitize the skin to UV radiation, and they trigger oxidative stress that damages the DNA, increasing the risk of cancer. Can we say that it cures cancer or prevents cancer? Can't say it, but we can say that advanced glycated end products can help contribute to it. So therefore, if we can get rid of the advanced glycated end products, you'll have to make your own conclusion based on that, on those statements. That's how I would say it.
Yeah, well, the good news is we all live in a body that has been highly designed to repair itself once you give it the right environment, so that's good.
You bet. And that's why sugar really should be considered a poison. It should be considered a toxin, because you look at all the things that we're talking about. It's all triggered by too much sugar in the body.
Yeah, you're right.
Sounds amazing,
Well,
what you're saying,
go ahead.
Curt, and I'm just blown away with the information that you're handing out tonight. I'm just wondering, is there any, if this can extend aging, is there any sort of science to say how long it could extend life or aging for?
Well, I was reading up on mice that were treated. Again, we don't have any long-term studies on humans, but I was reading up on mice, and they actually extended the life of mice that were taking this and taking the raw ingredients. Not again, we don't have our formulation now, which is going to be based on what Tom and I were talking about yesterday. Our formulation is going to be super powerful because we're taking all the ingredients and we're combining it into one, versus all the studies that I've read have been on each ingredient individually. And they increased the lifespan of a mouse by 40%, Trevor, 40%.
That's crazy cool.
Right? And think about this. Think about this. This is probably more important. At least to me, it seems more important. What if it didn't extend your life at all? I mean, it's going to. But I'm just saying, what if it didn't, but it improved the quality of your life so that you didn't have the problem that we're seeing today? I mean, today we've increased the longevity of humans. Back 100 years ago, if you made it to the age of 50, you were considered to be an old man. Now we're living almost to 80. The average person is living to 80. We've increased the lifespan, by 60%. And but the quality of life, I mean, those last 20, 30 years, I mean, I work with a lot of older people, and I watch them, their health just fails. And so what if you can remove all of those diseases that cripple up our older population? What if that's the result of this? Wouldn't that be just as cool as living longer?
Yeah, definitely quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
Curt, I just want to jump in and ask you another question there. What's actually stopped humans, I've heard Tom say before that, humans can only potentially live to about 125 if everything was, if all the conditions were right and the environment and everything, genetics and the whole lot. What actually, I suppose, creates a human to expire? Like if they were perfectly healthy, what actually causes them to die? I remember him saying something about stem cells they have a certain amount of life. How would this product potentially impact that, or is there still that limit there?
Yeah, you're still going to have the Hayflick limit is what it's called. And what that really means is that the cells can only divide so many times, and then the potential for dividing is gone. And that's just a built-in system that God or what, it doesn't matter what religion you believe in, what power you believe in, but is built into our system. We only have so long of a lifespan, and then it's kaput. You can't, the cells can't divide anymore, and so it can't change that. It can't change that. But what it'll do is using, I mean, and I say use it in combination with the TSX, because now you're gonna make the telomeres so they can work better. You're gonna support the telomeres in the body with a product like TSX, and then with a product like this, you're gonna remove that potential damage to the DNA. And so the two of them are going to work really, really hand in hand, and you start working with that with resveratrol and fucoidan and everything else that we got, and it's like, oh man. Again, that's why I'm not getting any sleep. I just think of the potential of what we have.
That's awesome.
I did watch one video on YouTube the other night, and I don't remember the statement, but how they were explaining the benefits of this, they were actually stating, I think it was, from doctors working with resveratrol, they were saying that this will actually make the resveratrol work better in the system. Resveratrol won't work very well in the system due to some function that is misaligned, and that the resveratrol will work even better once you've got, the NAD increase and stuff.
Oh, wow. Andrea, that's awesome, because, a lot of the stuff that I'm finding on resveratrol is that it does so many things that we just don't even know yet. I think they're going to find more and more on resveratrol. So if you have a product like you just said that's going to make the resveratrol work better, wow, that's great.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The other interesting thing that I found, and, you know a lot more about this than I do, but, in looking at the videos and stuff, the substance they determined to call NAD, N-A-D, I learned that about age 30 to 35, and they don't even know the reason, but that decreases in our body, probably from the sludge like you're talking about, but it decreases, which is what causes communication between the nuclei and the mitochondria of the cells. So if you're increasing it, they learned that when you supplement with these raw natural ingredients, it increases that communication. So that's why you get cell duplication that's correct, and no more mutation and stuff like that. So I thought that was really interesting, because I've talked to a few younger people who are like, yeah, but, I don't need that yet, but already in this age and in our environments we live in, even the younger people, have that buildup from all the toxins and stuff in our environment. So I think it's going to benefit even the younger people.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Andrea. And when you look at the what are they calling them now? I forget what they're calling them. But basically, Generation Z, the next generation that are coming up, the people that are in their teen years right now, they seem to be more aware of things like this. You look at the generation that's in college right now, and 20s and 30s, and that the millennials, and they're the ones that are saying, oh, I don't need stuff like that. I'm going to wait until I need something. But the new generation coming up right now, they're saying that they're actually more aware of this. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that everybody needs this. I think every single person on the planet needs this, especially in the United States and the Western world, because we do have horrible diets. We eat processed foods. We drink soda. We have food that's just loaded up with chemicals and all of that, and that just contributes to all these diseases that we're talking about. So you bet. I think everyone needs it.
Well, to hop off of biological statements and stuff, I just wondered if we could kind of discuss maybe the pricing. Is it going to be a reasonably priced product so that most people can be able to participate in using it? Or is it due to the ingredient cost that Sisel is going to have to, have a pretty high price on this? Have you heard
Yeah.
anything about that?
You bet, yeah. Actually, Tom and I were having a little discussion on that, and he wants to make it affordable. He wants to make it so that that we can get it to the masses. And so what we've done is we're going to have a price point of $60 on it, $60 American, and to keep it so it's affordable. So you're talking about $2 a day, and in order to make it so that it's affordable, because again, like you just said, the raw ingredients and making sure that we're putting in the right amount of the raw ingredients, and that's important. You're going to see companies, you already do see companies out there that are using some of the ingredients, because anytime there's new science, everybody jumps on the bandwagon. And they say, oh, we got that in there, we got that in there. But what they do is they sprinkle a little bit in there, just enough so they can say it's in there, and they say we have the same product. Well, it's not the same product. I've been taking a NAD product now for a year, and when Tom and I were talking about it, he asked me, he said, well, how much are you taking? And I told him, I said, you know, I found out about it a year ago at an anti-aging seminar that I went to, and I started taking it then. And I was taking 100 milligrams. And he came back and he said, well, you're taking about a third of what you need to be taking. And so I bumped it up. I started taking 3 capsules a day just 2 weeks ago. So, yeah.
And what differences have you noticed, Tom? Or I'm sorry, Dr. Curt?
Oh, what things have I noticed? You know, I was just thinking about it. I haven't made any other changes in my life, and I just started noticing yesterday. Again, I've been doing this for about 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. I've had the increased levels of the NAD. And what I noticed yesterday morning when at 7:30 in the morning when I went out for my walk is that I'm walking, and I'm walking faster. I'm walking at just over 3 miles an hour, and without even consciously trying to walk faster, I noticed I'm walking faster. But the other thing that I noticed is that as I looked out and I looked around, and this might sound funny to some of you that are listening to the call, those of you listening to the recording, I noticed that my vision is better. I noticed that I'm more alert. I can see things better. I can see colors are brighter. The greens are brighter. The blues are brighter. Everything that I'm noticing is just, I'm just going, holy cow, I'm really starting to see something here. But I also noticed that I'm more alert. I noticed that little sounds, like as I'm walking, I'll catch like the vision of a like a rabbit off to the side, and I look and I can see it as it hops away, where, you know, a couple weeks ago I wasn't really noticing anything like that. And again, you know, it's not that I'm trying to find things. It's like all of a sudden I'm just going, wow, there's things happening. But the other thing that I realized yesterday is that over the course of the last 10 years, I've had to write everything down every day for the last 10 years. I made a list in the morning, or maybe even in the night before. I made a list of what do I got to get done tomorrow, so that I remember to get it done. I'm not doing that anymore, and I'm getting everything done. I mean, and that's important. I'm actually when you look at my list, I'm crossing everything off the list. At the end of the day, I'm going, wow, I got that done. Now what? It's cool.
That's awesome. We all need that, right?
Who couldn't use that?
Well, I'm jumping up and down excited about the price that you just shared with us, because, I mean, that's very reasonable for everyone to participate in this, and that's just going to make this whole product explode.
That's exactly it. If we can keep it affordable, everybody can do it.
Curt, can I ask one more question in relation to dosage? Like with the TSX product, which is awesome, you know, you need a certain number of capsules depending on your age. With this product, with the age pill, is it the one capsule, or do you need multiple? Because, yeah, so that's what I was wondering.
Oh, That I don't know. Again, I don't know how much ingredients going to be in each particular capsule, things like that. Again, Tom hasn't divulged that information to me. I'm going to say that chances are it's going to be a number of capsules that you're going to have to take, and I don't think that it's going to be, like TSX. You have to take more as you get older because you've got more telomere damage. The telomere science is a little bit different. Think of it like this: is that when you're born, you have a fuse that got lit the day that your mom and dad conceived you. The fuse was lit, and look at it like this: the fuse is burning really slow when you're a youngster, when you're teenager, up until about the age of 20. Think of it like this: like for every day that goes by, you're only burning, like, let's say, an equivalent of half a day's worth of the fuse. So it's burning slower than a day at a time. But then at the age of about 25, all of a sudden it starts to burn a little faster. So instead of burning like a half a day, now it's burning, say, 2/3 of a day. Then when you hit the age of 30, the fuse speeds up just a little bit faster, and now it's burning a day at a time. So every day that goes by, you're burning a day worth of your telomere. You're burning a day's worth of your fuse. You hit the age of 45, all of a sudden that telomere is burning a little bit faster. The fuse is going a little bit faster. So now instead of burning a day's worth of the fuse, you're burning a day and a quarter. And then you hit the age of 55, and it speeds up again and again and again till when you get to about the age of 70. At the age of 70, you're burning almost 2 days worth of your telomere fuse for every day that you're alive. And so when it comes to telomeres, then you just got to imagine that when you get to be 70, you need to take more of the TSX, more of the telomere support product than you do, say, at the age of 30. And so with glycation, I think it's going to really depend on your lifestyle. What kind of a life did you live for those first 30 years? Did you live pretty clean? Did you live on a good diet, not loaded up with lots of processed foods, lots of sugars, things like that? If so, you're going to need less of the product. But if you've lived on a standard American diet, I can just imagine you're going to need more of the product just to get those results. But it's going to work. It's going to work even if you take the same dose as the person that didn't have the bad diet. That kind of give you an answer?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
It does. Now, what about taking excess amounts of this? Like Sisel's known for its safe product, but, at the price of $60, I mean, I would think that maybe I want to double up during the day. So is that going to be an advantage or not?
Is it going to be an advantage? I would say that there's going to be an advantage for those people that have problems. I mean, like for me, what am I going to do? I can't answer that question for you or anybody else, but what am I going to do? When I first start taking the product, I can tell you I'm going to double up right away. And the reason why is because I want to get those glycated end products out of my body. I want to get rid of any of the damage that was created by the glycation. So I'm going to take some more in the beginning, and I'm going to kind of give my body like a kickstart. And then after that, I'm going to reduce back down to what Tom's going to recommend for a normal dose, and we'll see people that will do that. And there's no known side effects to any of the ingredients. That was that when I read about that last night, and when Tom told me that yesterday, I thought, holy cow, that's going to be just awesome for everybody. No side effects.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, it's exciting
That's
stuff.
what we want.
I just want to touch on, Curt, we all know that, Sisel profit share, and, we're talking about products here, and, and for those new people who are just having a listen on this conversation tonight, can you just touch on how Sisel profit share and how that can make that affordable for everyone, and where that can lead to, as in products for
You
free?
bet. Well, and that's a great question, Trevor. When we're talking about products like this, I mean, this is the reason that I really like to be involved with network marketing, because if you go to a movie and you really like the movie, and you go tell your friends, hey, you got to go see that new Mel Gibson movie. It's a great movie, and they go to the movie. How much does Hollywood pay you for making that recommendation? Zero, zilch, absolutely nothing. And so you're not included in a profit sharing plan, but they sure count on you to do that. When you go to your favorite restaurant and you have just some great seafood, and you tell your friends, hey, go check that out. They got the best seafood in town. They don't pay you anything. So what I like about network marketing companies is that we're the marketing branch of the company, right? We're the marketing branch of what they're doing. And so what happens is that they pay us. They pay us to tell other people about these products. And so we're involved with the company. You're actually a part of it. So like Trevor said, we're part of the profit sharing plan. And so if you go out and you tell a few people about the product and you tell them the same thing, you say, hey, when you get results, and you will, when you get results, what you want to do is you want to tell a few people about it. And just imagine that you go out and tell three, who tell three, who tell three, right? All of a sudden now you're making more than enough to get your products for free. And I just think that I just think that's pretty cool. Who couldn't find three people based on what you've heard just right now, everything that we've talked about? Who couldn't find three people that want to be on this product?
I hope to find
right?
hundreds.
Hundreds.
Everyone.
Right? Thousands.
Well, it's important, because if we're going to expand this lifespan of ours, we definitely need to look for a source of income, I feel.
Yeah, and that's really important, Trevor. I remember a number of years ago, it was actually about 10 years ago, my dad and I, we were driving around, we were out pheasant hunting, and my dad was 70 at the time, and I said to him, and it was hard for me to say it, how do you ask your parents, do you have enough money? Do I need to put away some money, not only for my own retirement, but do I need to make sure that I have some money for your retirement? And my dad, he looked at me, he said, oh, no. He said, Mom and I have been saving up for years. We got enough money we could live forever. And I thought about that, and that statement had an impact on my life. It's so powerful. I was telling Dad this the other day. I said that statement had such a powerful impact on me. Because how many people could say that? How many of you listening to the call could actually say right now, you have enough money, you have a good source of income that you have enough money that you could live forever? And so what if you could build a little business based on what we're talking about, just sharing the products, that you could have that income coming in, that you could put some money away, you could throw it into your savings account, and when you're 70 years old, you could make the same statement that my dad made. Wouldn't that be just awesome?
Very cool.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Hey, to take it back to the health aspect of this, the money always follows. If something works, the money follows. So we don't have to worry about that. But when I think about the potential of the health revolution that this type of product can bring to people, I mean, it just blows my mind. I'm so super excited because I talk to people day in and day out with, some health issues, and I'm always trying to bring them something that will help them. And, just the fact of how this works and what it will do for the body, the cells, I am so super excited about being able to share this with people and pretty much know that it's going to have a positive impact on their health.
Yeah, that's exactly it, because we know what it does. It removes the glycated end products. We know that it affects every single person, whether you're healthy or unhealthy. You're going to have these advanced glycated end products in your body. How much do you have? Well, it depends on your lifestyle, but so we know that every single person could use this. One of the things that someone asked me the other day is that, okay, So we have people living longer. We have people living healthier. What's the impact on our society? What's that going to do to society, right? Well, the thing about it is that we're going to see that people are going to retire later on in life. We're already starting to see that. And that's part of the problem with the financial part of the world, is that as people are living longer and working longer, I mean, you're seeing people that would have retired in their 50s, now they're working into their late 60s, right? Well, what's that do to the job market for the younger people? The younger people can't get into a good job because the older people aren't retiring. And so what's happening is that it's going to have an effect, and we're going to see some changes. And we're already starting to see some changes that. The other thing is that, you know, like Trevor was asking about financially. So we're going to have people that are going to learn to put away, because we're going to have to push back the retirement age, the age, you know, here in the United States we call it Social Security, and basically it's the retirement plan that you've contributed to since the day you started your first job. You know, like in my case, I started contributing when I was 13 years old, and I've been putting money away for my retirement. Well, now they've pushed that back, and they said, well, Curt, in order for you to receive full benefits, you're going to have to be 70 years old, where it used to be 62, right? And so we're going to see that, we're going to see things like that happen. But again, where's the money going to come from? Well, the money is going to come from the fact that we're not going to be treating sick people. The money's not going to be dumped into treating all these old sick people. We're not going to be treating all the cancer. We're not going to be treating all the arthritis. We're not going to be treating all the heart disease, all these different things. And so the money that was going into that will now go into making sure that we have money for these people to have food and places for them to live. And I always tell people, I don't want to be an old person sitting in a nursing home. No way. I want to be hanging out in the French Riviera. I want to be flying down, visit you guys down in Australia. I want to be going all over the world, traveling just like my mom and dad do.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're going to be living longer, you definitely want to be healthy. I mean, as you said, Curt, there's no point in spending the last, 20 years of your life being unwell, feeling sick. There would be nothing worse, because quality of life is really, really important over longevity.
That's right. That's right.
And I can speak to that because my father got early onset Alzheimer's at 52. So I've seen his last 10 years or 8 years of his life. It's pretty bad. So anything that we can do to help avoid that and slow down the aging and age-related diseases, I think it's absolutely fantastic.
That's right. Anything we can do. Anybody else have any questions?
Can't wait for it to come out.
Oh, I'm so super excited, everyone. And I just, for all of you listening to the call, for everybody that's listening to the recording, get out and share this information with other people, and just let them know what we can do, what we're able to do. It's not some magic pill or anything like that. This is all based on real science. And just imagine that you can avert glycation. You can make it so that your body can revitalize you, and you can feel like you did 10 to 20 years ago, and with no side effects, no contraindications. And I'm just totally amazed. I'm totally blown away, and you can tell I'm going to be sharing this with everybody, and you all should too. So I know we've taken up a little bit of extra time today. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for the three of you for getting on and helping me out with this important call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Curt.
Thanks, Dr. Curt.
All right. I'll get the recording sent out in 5 minutes, so you'll all have a copy of it. Have a great day, and let's get out and make a difference in the world. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.